Hi everyone. It is Saturday morning, extremely cold, zero temps, negative 15 in the wind chill, so it's really, really cold. And it's been snowing all night. Actually thought we'd have more snow by now, but this is round one. We're going to get round two. And I guess Texas has a ton of ice and their power grids are failing. I'll zoom in so you can actually see the snow here. But yeah, it's January. I mean, we got fooled. It was 40s and 50s off and on, so we thought we were in springtime, and now this happened. So I had to go to work last night, and let me tell you, that was hard. Leaving my house with my pets, worrying about, because when it's like this, you worry about your house and your pets and everything, and your kids and everything. And driving in cold, horribly cold weather, and I have to drive like half an hour. Not such a great thought. It was kind of stressful, and I really don't want to go tonight. They didn't cancel last night. They had a lot of cancellations. I guess the thing is, the theater will cancel if there's, well, obviously if there's like a mandate from the city that, shut everything down. But the only other reason they cancel is if a lot of customers cancel. Now, the problem was last night, a lot of people called in to cancel their reservations, and then a whole bunch of people called in and gobbled them up and showed up. So it's like, so we had to go in. Now I need the money. Obviously, having a paycheck is great, and I don't get sick pay or whatever leave, so gotta go. But I really don't want to go tonight, so I'm really, I think they'll cancel. They haven't yet, and I hate that. I hate that they're making us wait. A half an hour wait, that's a lot. That's an hour time. Half an hour there, half an hour back. It's an hour for me to have to drive in this horrible negative temps. So yeah, if they don't cancel, I may just call in, and I hate to do that, but to be honest, I've had stomach issues today, so I just think it's still this bug going around. It's just going around and around and around, so I may call in. I don't know. Anyway, that's my life. Let's get into the horrible situation. And I have to say, I'm not on camera, and I hardly ever get on camera, but I feel like I look so old, and that's whatever. But just this past week or two alone from the events here in America, United States, and being an empath and trying to sort of like coach people through this online, social media, and being a light worker and a truth teller and all of that, and not being able to sleep, and just stress, like heavy stress is like, it's like gravity on you. I feel like I look older, and what can you do? These are really rough times. This is not good. I come to you right now after another shooting in the States here in Minnesota. There's video of it. I'll never forget, and I'm going to do like a channel thing. I'm going to like close my eyes and just let spirit talk through me. But it's on video. There's different angles of this. Whole bunch of, I'm just going to call them agents, but the icy roads people here in America, right? Basically a militia. And everything I say in this video is for entertainment purposes only. I'm just an intuitive. I'm a psychic. I don't work with the law. I should be. After all of this, sometimes I think, I should work in a law office, because I figure things out so easily, and I think it comes from my grandfather. Anyway, but I'm not. I'm just an intuitive here. So this is not fact. This is just entertainment purposes only, just my thoughts. But these agents, okay, the icy roads agents, legal, illegal, whatever you want to think of, I feel like they're a militia that's been put upon us on purpose to terrorize us and make us be quiet, because we're getting really close to the midterms, and we're also getting really close to 45s, to the Epstein files coming out. I'll just say Ep files coming out, or I could just say files, and you'll know what I'm talking about. That's why this is happening. I really think that the closer we get, and it's almost like a planetary energetic thing, the closer we get, the more chaotic it's getting, because, and all these dark players coming out, and militias and people in the government helping him and all these things, because he was sent to keep people in the dark. He really is like the Antichrist. He's not like, I mean, I said less, but anyway, let me finish my thought. He was sent here to drag us down into the underworld of like hell, because we were getting really close to enlightenment. We've evolved, not completely, obviously, many issues, but humanity as a general rule was beginning to evolve and getting to a good place of evolvement. And that's because all of our other essential needs were starting to get met: financial, food, health, health care, housing, education, love, all these things. A lot of enlightenment happening. And Kamala was, as I've said before, she was that lotus on the crown chakra of enlightenment. We weren't going to reach full, we can never reach full enlightenment here, but we were close. It was opening up a new era, and the dark got really scared and sent basically an antichrist to drag us back into a hell and the darkness and violence and hate and all the stuff, the ego connected to the earth, which would be connected to money as an earth object. Money is the root of all evil. And look how like these agents are paid. They get paid. I don't know if they've actually been paid yet, though. That's the thing. I don't know. They are making money. They are bounty hunters, and they're making $3,000 per person. So even if the person isn't an illegal, which there's no such thing as an illegal immigrant, but you know, in context of social media and all that, our language. Let's say they think someone, they don't have evidence, apparently. They just hear someone's accent. They see their skin color, what have you, and they grab them. They get their quota, then they check it later online, whatever, Palantir, whatever, check it. I heard Meta. They check it, and then they drop the person off after they find out they're not an illegal in their context of what illegal is. But they met their quota, so these people supposedly are making thousands a day. And also, and I had something last night, just probably an intuitive hit. And I said, you know, they're not acting like within the range of the human psyche. Like, why, you know how these agents are just going bat crap crazy, beating people up, grabbing them, kids, etc., etc. That's a whole other story. Why? What is the motivation? Because we all have human motivations. We have, the human psyche has a motivation: sex, you know, gratification, gluttony, food, you know, hunger, medical needs, money needs, etc. But this is like something else. The way that they're treating, I mean, because they could just grab people, right? They could grab somebody and make their quota, but they're just going bat crap crazy and beating people up and spraying them in the eyes with. It's like this hyper aggression, subhuman aggression that goes way beyond any psyche of human needs. And I thought, are they hopped up on a concoction of meth and steroids? Because I remember high school, the boys that were in the weightlifting group and the wrestling and the football, they would talk about steroids, and they had that roid rage, and they had the roid face, like the heaviness. And I thought, what if they're, because I've always got the term raging bull with 45 and others, and I thought, what if they're pumping them up with the concoction of meth, amphetamines, to like get their adrenaline going and make them crazy, and then the steroids make them all like pissed off and angry and big and bulked up, like a bull that they put out into the, you know, the matador to, you know, go crazy. And so I wrote that, I put that online, and all these people came on, like masses. I almost have like 1 million views on my social media when I wrote this last night. Like 1 million views. And they're like, well, that's what Hitler did. That's what Hitler did. That's what Hitler did. And I'm like, I had no idea, but it makes sense. And I really think Spirit gave me that thing, and I really think there's something to that. Now, are they shooting them up? I don't think that's, well, I was going to say, is that legal? Well, is anything legal anymore? Are we following any, we're not following a constitution or any laws anymore. So, I mean, it's possible. I just think it's something that they're doing. I think it's part of the archetype of the person that's being attracted. And think about it again, money is the root of all evil. So they've left all their morals behind to do this job. And then they're being told it's a free-for-all. You can, for entertainment purposes only, you can beat someone up. You can even shoot them. You can rape them. You can do whatever you want, like a video game. get all this aggression out and all these fantasies that you've had. Just whatever. We won't prosecute you. We'll make sure you're not, we have a clause. There's a loophole and you will not be prosecuted. You can do whatever you want. You can do whatever you want. And so that, and the money, they do it in the money is the first entryway, because money is the root of all evil, tying you to the underworld of like hell, basically, your lower chakras. So it's the archetype. So of course, they, you know, and think about it. You have to do this job. You have to do it. Maybe you can't get out of the job once you're in it, because you become part of a program, and you might be unalived if you try to leave the job. So the only way to do the job without having a conscience is to take drugs. And I really think it's meth and steroids. That's what Spirit told me. And that's just from people's reaction and history. I'm like, oh yeah, then that must be it. That's got to be it. It doesn't, they're not acting like human beings. Okay. So before I go into a channeling, which I kind of already am, but I'm still kind of on this first level of me. You know what I mean? My intellect, which is kind of my ego. But I want to talk about what just happened in Minnesota. They're still there, torturing, terrorizing these people, and some guy just had a camera. These brave people, very brave people, are filming to document what's happening on the streets of Minnesota. Well, these agents obviously don't want to get in trouble. That's why they're wearing masks in the first place. If they really thought they were doing something right, they wouldn't wear a mask. They're afraid that later on they will be found out by the community and they will be prosecuted like Nuremberg. If they really thought they were doing something proper and right, they wouldn't wear a mask. They're not so proud after all, are they? So, the mask thing tells me, yeah, they don't want to get caught. They don't want the trouble. They don't want the legal trouble, and they feel a shame inside themselves for what they're doing. They ultimately feel ashamed deep down inside. And so they see these people filming them, and man, that makes them mad because they could get caught. And again, I believe they were told they're never going to be prosecuted, but they know deep down inside that doesn't matter. Because there's that shame inside. There's a shame. The mask, actually, all these masks that they're wearing to hide themselves, tells me there's hope. Because if they were proud of what they're doing, again, they wouldn't wear masks. So there's a little small glimmer of hope that these people do have that shame inside and have a small conscience. What you doing? So they saw this guy with the camera and wrestled with him, and of course it's our human nature to fight back and not be, choked and what have you, brutalized. So of course he fought back. But all he had was, his weapon was a camera, was his iPhone or what have you. And they shot him. And somebody said it was 11 shots. I heard 6 shots in the video, but someone said 11. And he died like instantly. So it was an assassination. It was an execution. And I go back to when Charlie K was, and I believe the Frump 45 team did it to Charlie, and it could be connected to Israel, what have you, but it's connected to the Epstein files, because he was going to talk about the Epstein files. When they took him out, and that was on live video for us all to see. I saw it, you all saw it, I saw it. Right here in this room, I closed my phone and I said, holy God, that was awful. And I didn't have any really big feelings about him before. My biggest feeling was, that's awful. And nobody should have that happen to them. I don't agree with his things, but I never had any thoughts of like, yeah, get that guy. Never. My thoughts are, political persecution is wrong. Political violence is wrong. It happened to John Lennon. It's wrong on either side. It's wrong. But I feel like it happened live for us to all watch, to desensitize us and put us through a boot camp to get ready for all of this, which is a war. A war. We're in like Colombia now, basically. So let me take a sip here. And let's go try to channel. There's just so much going on. So I want to say that going back into the events of this week, which seems like a million years ago as usual. I mean, like even the beginning of the month, guess what? It wasn't even a whole month ago where Venezuela was attacked, and he took the president Maduro and et cetera, took their oil, put it in an offshore account. We don't get to have any of that. Not that we would want the blood money, but you know, not even a month ago. So that happened. That was almost like a warning of, I can do whatever I want. So then he thought, well, I'm going to attack. He got this ego boost. I'm going to attack Tim Walz. I'm going to attack all the California. I'm going to attack all these places. I'm also going to put people up around the northern border around Canada because he wants to have forces, because he's worried about, he wants to invade Canada and he's worried about them coming after us for entertainment purposes only. But he got this ego boost. I can do whatever I want. Clearly I can do whatever I want. And this whole thing of him going to the summit, what is it, the NATO or European summit, whatever it was, and he switched planes there and on the way back. I believe that was like a bait and switch or like a trick of the eye, because I believe he has a body double and he's worried about like air piracy is what I just heard, because look what he did to Maduro. He was worried someone was going to do that to him. So he was switching planes, and so nobody would know which one he was on. So if one got taken out, you know, don't even try, but you're not going to get me. And I think that Putin has done that too. The other thing was his medical issues are so bad that they were forced to stop a few times. But I really believe it was the trick of the eye, the body double, switch planes, trick his enemies, because he's terrified. He was terrified of going. And in one picture they showed him going back to his health issues, and he was jaundiced, and the huge red bruise on his hand. He was gripping the podium. He did not look good. He did not sound good. As I've said, I don't wish it. I'm not that kind of person, but I don't feel he has much time left. And I know we're worried about Vance, but I've always said it. Trump is a cult of personality. He is like the Antichrist, really, on Earth. Vance isn't like that. He's bad. He is. He's bad. But he doesn't have the cult of personality. So there's a difference there. There's a big difference, actually. So Vance is Vance is aspartame in your tea, and Trump is your super Mountain Dew caffeinated full of sugar. It's just Vance just doesn't have that power and the grip and the effect on people. So once Trump goes here in a few months, I don't know if we'll get to know, but that it'll be released, that cult grip on people will be released, and people will start to wake up. Okay, so he threatens Canada, or not Canada, Greenland. He threatens them and all, you know, the NATO and everyone. He threatens Canada. I can't remember the guy's name, Mark Carney. The French Macron, everyone. And the fever pitch is rising and everyone's upset. And he pushes and he pushes and he threatens, and all the tariffs and everything else, and we won't even buy your alcohol, we won't buy your wine, which would ruin a whole bunch of commerce in America. And he goes there, and they're a united force against him. They can't stand him now. They can't stand the guy. And then they heard him speak, and they said, he's an imbecile, and he's sick, and it won't be long. And they can't stand him. They literally can't stand the guy, because all he did was insult them and bully them and put them through stress, and their citizens through stress. So what he accomplished there, and then he gave up, but he said he'd never admit defeat, but he pretty much was like, oh, well, we made a deal. And they asked him, what's the deal? And he said, well, it'll be forever and ever. So basically there's no deal, there's no set, there's nothing. He just made it sound like he made a deal, but really he was defeated. On to the next victim. which is why he's also punishing us, unfortunately. But what it did that was good was, again, it really made all these other countries finally see what a horrible person he is and how vindictive he is, and they hate him. They hate him. The world is united in that, and that finally happened. Some people were kind of wish-washy about it before, like, oh, he's not so bad. Now they hate him. They all see what we've been seeing, and I hate to say that, but it's true. So that was actually good. And now, okay, moving on from that. Then he said that horrible thing about the 400 soldiers from Britain who died fighting in Afghanistan, and he said something like that they were failures or something, like he said about our troops. And that upset Prince Harry and all of England. That was like the last straw, really. I know even Rod Stewart put out a message yesterday. It's like, wow, they even got Rod Stewart to talk. Anyone who is on the fence is now speaking out. So now we have this horrible thing going on where they're taking children. The agents are taking children. And think about it. This guy was best friends with Epstein. He won't release the files. He could prove he's innocent, but he won't release the files. And now we're just actively taking children. And that really upset me beyond anything in this world. I mean, that's really upsetting. And they showed a picture of a little girl yesterday who they took, and then their leader, I'll say his name, B.O.V., you know, came out and said, oh, it's perfectly fine. She's in good hands. Yeah, right. Right. Sure. You say so. Okay. I trust you not. I mean, who said that quote? Don't worry about the little 2-year-old girl. She's in good hands, said Jeffrey Epstein. I mean, how many times are we going to listen to people say this? Don't worry, she's fine. Yeah. Every after-school special I watched as a child told me that was a line of the perp. No. Wasn't born yesterday. That I saw the picture of this little girl, of course, the little boy, Liam. My son's name is Liam. Poor kids. And they try to blame the parents. No, not gonna blame parents. This little girl. They're saying she's okay. I don't know if that's true. I pray to God it's true, but I don't know. Should have never happened. Scarred for life. It's my thing is, okay, so they showed her picture, and I was like, I can't handle this. I can't do this. Like, what are we doing here? They're just taking children. They were using children to like bait the parents. And then they're just like leaving the parents and taking the children. That's not okay. These people connected to the Epstein files are taking children, and we're supposed to say it's okay? No. But I saw her sweet little face. I thought of my beautiful grandmother, who was an orphan and who was placed in a home and beaten. And of course they lied to the authorities. Oh, she's fine. She had scars on her arm because they burned her with hot irons. Threw her down the stairs, broke her arm. It's just, what's wrong with us? What's wrong with humans? We are demented. I mean, it's like this hatred. But that's something I want to say, okay. I'm still kind of in my ego here. But something Spirit was saying to me was, you know, this dark energy is really bad right now. Here in America, it's really bad. It's horrible. We just had someone shot. It's awful. And they'll blame the guy. They'll say, oh, you had a gun. You didn't have a gun. They showed another video. He was holding his phone. But this energy, this evil, dark, violent energy has always existed on Earth. It's been maybe in the Middle East, maybe in Colombia, somewhere. It's always been somewhere. Germany. It's always been somewhere. And now it's here. It's here in America. It's always been, it's, you know, it always exists. We always, for every light, there's a shadow. So one thing you have to remember, that as dark as this is and as horrible as 45 is, and the people that support him and do his job, his doings, there's a light for every of their dark shadows. They're being cast by the light. It's showing us. And that's something too, Spirit said to me, that it's mirroring and it's showing countries like, you know, that used to be really corrupt, like Mexico had their, you know, gangs and drugs and all that. And now they're becoming better because we showed them, we mirrored something, and they're becoming better. Other countries are like coming together, and we're actually showing them what they don't want to be. I know it sounds crazy and it sounds like racist, probably, I don't know, but that's just what I'm seeing, that we're actually mirroring the world, and they're changing, and then we're like really bad. We're, you know, we're the problem right now. But the shadow has always existed, but with every shadow there's a light. The shadow's being cast by a light. And so the good news is, as I was saying, that the world is united now. And 80%, almost 80% of people in this country do not agree with 45 and his policies. 80%, almost. That's not good for voting. That's not going to be good. And, you know, they talk about things like the guy who just took over TikTok, you know, tracking everyone, and report them all, they're terrorists because they don't like what's happening. 80% of us don't like what's happening. Like that video I posted yesterday of the agents at Target, and everybody united in, get out, you know, honks and yelling, and it was united. The human race does not like that. The human race does not like this. So go ahead, put us all on a list. Track us all, put all of us on a list. You'll see the numbers, and I hope you report the numbers to 45. Show them the numbers. Show them how many people don't like him and will not vote for him. Go ahead. You can put 80% of us on a list? Go ahead. Feel free. But make sure you share those numbers with 45. You'll see all the bots that have tried to influence and like distract and spread misinformation. And yeah, track us, put down the numbers. 80% do not like the guy and do not agree with him, and the world is united against him. Put that down and share it with 45. You do that. You can put 80% of us in jail. But the world being united, the world now, after what he did with Greenland, and them seeing what we're doing to children, I really think, and then this guy getting shot, I really think it's the final straw, or close to the final straw. They're finally united. I feel like another country, like that one video I posted of that wonderful woman who said that another country's going to come help us. I believe that we're really close to that. I hate that it has to be that way, but look, we're already being unalived. We're already being tear gassed. So it's not like there's any outside threat that we're worried about. It's already worse here. It's worse here. It's the hell that we know. He's had his 10 years. 10 years. Could have done without it. Would have been great. Well, last time we had peace was before 2016. Oh, in a short time in 2020. Gee, I wonder what the problem is. Okay, well, the channeling, okay. Spirit says he is sick, and he knows it, but he's also has such bad dementia that he doesn't know it. Vance knows it. Melania knows it. They're just riding on the limousine until the parade's over, and then what have you. They probably all have money stored away. And that's something too, real quick. The agents, the program, it's not going to last forever because there won't be money. And all these countries that took the bonds out, like Switzerland taking bond, with no one doing business with America anymore, we're not going to have the money for these agents. We're not going to have the money. I know he gets his money and he's going to have to get another oil rig and piracy, but he's not going to have the money. Anyway, he's sick. He knows it. Got months left. We'll obviously never be the same. This has put a stain on America. I mean, we were jacked up anyway. It's not like this hasn't been around. It's just really obvious now. But it's always been around. Hatred and violence, it's always been covert, but it's been around, like people's bedrooms, homes, classrooms, works, state places. It's just really concentrated and obvious right now. And I feel like the world is waiting. The world knows. The world's waiting and the world knows. But with these things happening, with like children being taken and God knows what, there's an urgency. And the world is united now, and I really do feel like they're going to step in. So even before he does naturally pass away, I feel that they're going to put tariffs on us. They're going to do things to us. They're going to start to play his game, and he's going to get what he's been giving. They're going to mirror to him what he's done. So like they might say, we're just going to take over America. And we're going to put tariffs on you, and we're going to do this, or we're going to do that. And of course, the problem with 45 is he can't apologize. Like, people are asking, is it Starmer to request that 45 apologize about his remarks about soldiers in Afghanistan? And he won't apologize. He can't. He's a narcissist. He can't do it. He can't admit defeat. But I do feel that they're going to really play his game and push it back on him. Unfortunately, living in America, it's not so great for all of us citizens. We didn't ask for this. But it's just the money's going to run out. Something's going to happen where the money's going to run out. He won't be able to do this anymore. And you may even see him taking the gold out of the Oval Office. And it'll slowly disappear. When he can't get the oil anymore, he'll start to go for the gold. But it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be tomorrow. We have to protect the children, and I think the files, and I heard someone else say this, so I'm echoing them, but I just got this too, that these files are going to come out, and it's going to do a lot of damage to 45. For anyone, maybe 15% more of people who supported him will start to turn. Of course, the thing is, the people who support him like that. They did those things too. They're with him because that's the kind of people they are as well, unfortunately. This is a long video and I'm sorry. But most of us are not like that, thank God. I don't think he has the numbers to have people join the icy roads. Pretty much what he has is what he has. And the money's going to run out. And there's going to be, I just heard warrants for some of these agents, like federal warrants. Although 45 will try to like get them, they'll have them. pardoned and hidden, like they'll hide them, you know. They may even send them out of the country. Because they were running for a long time on, we're not doing anything wrong. We're not the violent ones. We're starting to see all the lies and see through the cracks. Okay, well, I feel the energy pulling, and I feel like people right now at this point are like, oh, okay, I've had enough of this video, so I'll end it on this. But the whole thing with the children kind of was the last straw, and I do think other countries' leaders are on, like, they're sitting on their hands right now, kind of like lunging forward in their chair and thinking, I gotta do something, I gotta do something. What do we do? You can't just do tariffs. That's not gonna help. I really feel like there's going to be some sort of statement, a united statement, but I believe there will be tariffs too, because they know that's where it hurts 45 money. They could insult him all day, you know, he just retaliates, and it's the money that really gets him. Anyway, I'll stop it here. Thanks for listening, you guys. I think, oh, here's the other thing. I think that Waltz will have a homeschool online learning mandate, because we've got to keep the children off the streets. I feel, and I've even said this to him, you need to send gas masks, because if you're going to have people that are forced to go to the grocery store or pick up their kids from school and they're being tear gassed, you need to provide protective gear. We may not be able to stop what 45 is doing by sending these, you know, militia to create war on innocent citizens, but you can at least provide protection. So gas masks, food, even if there's food drops for people. See, here's the thing. People aren't going to go to the store anymore. People aren't going to go outside. No one's going to shovel the driveway. People are going to run to their car to go places and run back inside. Come spring, no one's going to plant a garden or mow their lawn or paint their house. That element of freedom and safety and security is gone. 45 destroyed it. You're going to see what looks like a ghost town in America come springtime, because even if the agents are gone by then, the effects will be lingering. PTSD for everyone. You're going to see canisters, chemical weapon canisters, gun shells, shrapnel, glass, blood, bullet holes, for entertainment purpose only, in these neighborhoods that were once nice, beautiful, happy streets of America. It's a war zone. Come springtime, people are literally going to be still shell-shocked. The effect is real. It's going to last. So I will leave it. This sounds horrible. It sounds awful, and it is awful. It's awful. But for the children, we can't allow this. I do feel that people will step in from other countries. I do feel this. And they're mad enough. They're motivated with their anger at what he did with Greenland and what the things he said and how he threatened everyone. They're motivated by anger, and that's a good thing. Anyway, thanks for listening. Have a great day. Bye.